All right. Let's see if people come back on if they can even hear me. I can't tell if I can hear me or not. I don't know if any of this is working. Oh, here you go. Let's see if this. Check. I don't know if any of this is working. Oh, it's coming through now. Oh, here you go. Let's see if this. Check. Check. I don't know if any of this is working. Oh, it's coming through now. Oh, here you go. Let's see if this. Check. All right. I don't know if any of this is working. Oh, it's coming through now. Oh, here you go. Let's see if this. All right. I don't know how any of this is happening. I sound like shit. John fucked me up. It's John's fault. I don't even know how any of this will operate now. I hear all kinds of shit. All right. Can everyone hear me here? All right, cool. Wow, that was a incredible fuck up. I don't know how I'll be able to recover from this. I had all my shit set up in OBS. I wanted to go over some of the stuff that happened this week. The Stuttering John stuff was crazy. It dominated the news in our world. It dominated the news. And I had a bunch of clips set up on OBS, but now it appears as though they are not going to work. Let me try this real quick here. Hold on. All right. Is that music playing for you guys in the background? That was the opening music. Are you guys hearing that now? This is a great show. No music. All right. So what John told me was wrong. John screwed me over. All right. So I'll try and do this with just screen sharing and shit. It won't look as good. So we'll try and go over it other than the way I had set up. So anyway, what happened this week? The whole Stuttering John thing. Fuck you, John. The whole Stuttering John thing kind of blew up this week in our world, the Dabbleverse or the MLC verse or whatever you want to call it. But it put everything on its heels. Nothing else happened. Everyone was stream sniping everyone. Everyone was trying to figure out the true story behind it. Originally, there was a number floating around that Stuttering John was going to be paid $12.5 thousand. That number rolled around for a bit. I remember at one point Stuttering John was asking for 10K. So that number, though it seems really high, didn't seem incredibly crazy because many of us who followed that knew he had asked for 10K before. And then I'm reading your chats, John. I'm trying to focus, you fucker. So we started to get to what the actual amount was, and so it turns out the actual number was $3,000, right? And everyone knows the story now, but Carl was supposed to give 1,000, Vince was going to give 1,000, and Shuli was going to give 1,000. I think that's how it went. And John wanted to be paid all up front, which is ridiculous, and we all know the story. So then he goes on MLC, and the funny part about that was that so Carl still got to interview him, and it didn't cost him $1,000 to do it. And then he got to go on Shuli and talk about it, and you know, Carl got everything he wanted out of the deal, and it didn't cost him a single dime. Now, John's a winner there. I mean, he made some money, and he got to say whatever he wanted. He got a little extra money out of Chad, and he got to go on that show and bullshit. But there was a few things when he was on that MLC. He said he was in his new house. Now, his new house is supposed to be out of state. And then in the same instance, he's talking about how he's got 2.5 years left before he gets a pension from the LA school district, LASD. But if he's moving out of state, how is he going to teach in the LASD school system? That doesn't seem to make a whole bunch of sense to me. So something wasn't right. We've been theorizing that he was in a rented apartment somewhere. Now, what is very crazy is the next day when he was on Chad, he had the same background, but he was no longer in that echoey location. It sounded different. And the big note was he was drinking Coors Light. That first day, he was drinking Mick Ultra, and I started referring to it as Mick Ultragate. I almost felt like he was in somebody's garage or something, you know what I mean? And Mick Ultra was the beer they had there. So who knows about Stuttering John? Another side note that probably a lot of people that didn't follow it for a long time. Now, back a while back when John was still podcasting, he told everyone that he was much smarter than Anthony Cumia. And so then Carl's like, I'll pay for the IQ test for that. You know, that'll be great. And then Dr. Steve from Weird Medicine came in and said, and I'll throw in some money. So then that figure was up to $3,000 for John to take an IQ test. Then Drew from the Drew and Mike show got involved, and he said he would throw in $1,000. And then a bunch of fans, myself included, we all had a little pile going and made another $500. So John, at one point, right before he left the podcasting world, he was offered $4,500 to just go to a reputable testing agency near him and take an IQ test, and he refused. So, I mean, John always wants to like try and win instead of actually win. You know, like he thinks turning down the money was very cool for him. I never thought that was a good idea. I know he would have got shit on, but he's John, you know? So anyway, that's everyone has covered it so much. He wasn't in his new house as far as I'm concerned. John pisses money away all the time. Yeah, fuck John. All right. But I did want to let me find this video because now it's not working how it's supposed to. This is going to be a shit show. I'm not happy about any of this at all. All right. All right. Let me get this up and I'll just share the screen. All right, here, we'll try and share the screen. All right, so this is the Drew and Mike show waiting for Carl to come on while he's on MLC. I think this is, now Carl goes on there all the time. I think this is a funny clip because these guys aren't really in any of the verses, you know, the Dabble verse or the MLC verse or whatever. It's interesting to see people watch it from the outside. So let's check it out. Oh, it's not very loud, is it?
I don't know. What, were you watching it? No, I just texted him because he hadn't replied, so I wanted to make sure he got it. So he said, "Yeah, I'm on MLC right now, but I just emailed the clips."
Yeah, these guys drove John out of podcasting. I mean, John tried so hard to get Carl's stuff taken down.
Yeah.
Off all these places because Carl was using transformative content of John's. Mm-hmm. And John kept saying, no, it's a copyright violation. And they kept disagreeing, saying, no, it's not a copyright violation. So he tried everything to get him taken down. And then when Shuli jumped in and started Shuli basically made a whole show out of making fun of John.
Yeah, but John was kind of asking for it.
He was. I thought he was asking for it from Carl. I don't know about Shuli, although Shuli claims there's some.
But he didn't talk shit about Shuli from working with him at Stern.
Yeah.
I think there was some of that, but Shuli's done like 120 episodes of it now. Talking shit about John.
If that keeps on giving.
Except it was kind of Carl's thing. I mean, that's how I feel. Carl always disagrees with me. I don't know if I believe. I want Carl put on a lie detector when he disagrees with me.
Well, I'm sure.
All right. I love that point. I want Carl put on a lie detector when he disagrees with me. I want to get Carl on the same lie detector that Drew has him on, but I want to ask him questions about Steel Toe.
He wasn't happy about it, but what are you going to do?
But anyway,
What are you going to do besides do it better?
so John's driven. John says, I'm not podcasting anymore. So he thinks he's going to starve these people because they have no content. But the problem is he
So
has
you're gonna
years
punish-
of content to use.
You're going to punish yourself by punishing the other people?
He wasn't making any money.
I know, but still. The idea, I mean,
it was funny.
He will never admit that he wasn't making money.
No, it was one of the funniest and strangest things I've ever seen in the world of entertainment, but it happened. And so he's been gone for like 8 months.
Yeah,
He hasn't
long
done a
time.
single show.
No, he was driven off podcasting.
I wonder what he's doing now.
By all
Substitute
the
teaching.
losers.
That's my buddy Brandon down there in the corner. He is the master of the drop. No one does it better than that guy. He's a genius.
Summer. Was he substitute teaching summer school?
Yeah,
Someone else pointed out to me too, before we keep going with this, that all three of these guys do a passable Stuttering John impersonation. And they're, like I said, they're not even really part of any of the verses. Carl is on their show, so they kind of know what goes on there. But it's very funny.
don't know. I mean, I'm not really as up to speed on all this as some other people are, but
Drew and Mike, who I don't know.
so then Carl offered him money to come back just for one show.
That's awesome. That's
They're
great.
gonna pay him like $2,000 up front
Yeah.
and then another $2,000 after the show for one stupid show.
And that money could have gone to, that super chatter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Cancer.
beloved super chatter.
It's funny, Scott, because you and I have never heard of Drew and Mike.
Now, here's another funny thing about that. I super chatted John about 8 months ago for several days in a row about Drew and Mike just to get him to mention them so I could send it to them for a drop. So that was a lot of work, but really fun. The first time they heard it, they laughed their asses off.
God. And then John jumped ship and decided, they broke the deal. I'm going on with Misery Loves Company. And so Carl was going to be invited on Misery Loves Company, which is pretty cool. So Carl ends up not having to pay anything, and he gets invited on. How does that work?
Yeah.
John tries to outsmart somebody again.
He was trying to outfox everyone.
Never. Wonder if do you think he's ever outfoxed somebody before?
No, I
It
know.
doesn't seem like
I
he
am
has.
not afraid to sue.
Stop trying to outsmart people.
When he used to taunt celebrities with stupid questions, I guess he did. Although he wasn't really the brains behind it.
No, he was just the mouthpiece.
I see Carl is still on Misery Loves Company.
Yeah, I pulled it up and John's on there. So
He is.
it looks like he's arguing with John right now.
John looks angry, by the way.
Good in Rochester, I guess you can. But I'm just telling you that's why I had to do it. Every other house I bought was in my name.
Let me read
What do
some
you mean?
super chats.
What do you mean?
Great echo.
Rochester. Does John really
Rochester's
think?
the armpit of the world. How can you be proud of living there? It's a shithole.
Do you like photography, John? Invented here.
I like
You guys
Carl
better
is just
stop with
laughing.
this.
I know, because it's so stupid. He knows how dumb it is. It looks like John's got a really nice new pad, though. Look, he's way up in the. He's got a penthouse. He's got a great background.
His Stuttering John, in the last while, I was taking a look at the
Such a
corner.
bullshit.
He looks
background.
very upset. Carl looks cool as a cucumber and smiling.
Yeah.
And Kevin Brennan looks like, what the fuck did I pay for here? And Bob Levy looks, I don't know, I don't see Bob saying much at all.
Yeah. No, it's mainly John just yelling.
Although there are super chats. John, did you cause Brent Hatley to leave when you left on the voicemail about wanting to kick Shuli's ass?
Oh, that's funny.
every one of these stupid fucking things.
Just
I
ask.
don't even know who Brett Hadley is. Well, I know now that.
John doesn't know anyone.
True.
Well, now I do because he fucks his wife on camera. So
Oh, come
Well,
on.
wait.
fuck his wife on camera, but yeah.
How does all of a sudden he knows who Brett Hadley is? How did that happen? He didn't know him 5 seconds ago.
Because of all the stupid shit he's been saying.
Loses.
Oh my God.
And then John just walked off. I don't know where he went.
He did.
John walked off a podcast. Who would do that? So
We
unprofessional.
don't talk about stuff like that. We don't do that kind of show. Go
Fucking
to the show
loser.
about that. EGN, $20. Maybe this is for you.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, he went to go get another Coors.
I'm back. Wait, is that a Coors? Coors.
Yeah, he held up like 2 of the cans. So John's pretty hammered.
What the fuck is a piazza anyway?
Mike Piazza.
Piazza, the kind of,
What is a what?
A
Piazza.
piazza, a Mike Piazza, which is a slang for homosexual.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I learn something new every day.
There's been some allegations against that guy.
Yeah, I didn't know it's jumped into the vernacular where that's what it means.
In that world.
Carl's got a smile on his
How
face.
pleased he is. But I can still
We
see
don't
him.
have to clash to get to
I can
Carl.
still see him on Misery Loves Company.
All right, there's just a couple minutes where Carl talks about Stud Joe
I
here.
hopped right over, guys. I
there-
bailed on my first ever interview with Stuttering John.
Did you want to bail? Was it time to bail?
I could talk to John all day long, but I want to talk to you guys because Roseanne Barr has a new podcast, and we have to get to that. This is also
No.
a very important thing that's going
What the hell was going on over there?
on Misery Loves Company.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so proud of John. First off, he looks terrible. His complexion is so white; it's bizarre looking. I don't think he sees the sun much.
And he was drinking Coors.
Lots
Oh,
of
he was drinking Michelob Ultras.
Oh, that's
actually.
what
Yeah, Mick Ultragate.
Okay.
Slimming
But he
down.
was drinking.
Yes.
It's summer. What do you want him to do?
And now Shuli is who he is really livid with. Why is Shuli not on there?
Because Kevin Brennan didn't send him the link. I think Shuli wanted to be on there today. Shuli,
And I said this on Twitter. Someone said Kevin was a pussy for not sending Shuli the link. I thought it was the greatest own ever. It was a serious fuck you. Kevin got John on his show and told Shuli to pound sand. I thought it was fucking glorious.
Shuli called me today, and I have a feeling that, we were supposed to have John on both with me and Shuli last night, and John decided to, not do that, which was unfortunate. So I'm glad that he did MLC today. I was really proud of him for sticking there for the whole, 2 hours. Amazing.
What was being discussed?
Oh, I had a whole lot of questions for him. A lot of the lies over the years that he's had. He was explaining how successful he is and how great he is at teaching. Because we talked about how he wouldn't admit he was a teacher at first. He wouldn't admit he was an Uber driver. He admitted that he was embarrassed by these things.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, we know that. But it's at least he admitted it.
Yeah,
I'll give him some
it was
points for that.
actually there were a few times when it got heated. The exchanges got heated, but for the most part, it was mostly cordial. It was a good conversation. I was glad to finally talk to him.
We had you up on the screen, and mostly I saw John looking very sour and you smiling.
Carl mentions the homosexual stuff in a second. It's
Someone
funny.
being paid the money. You're doing it for free. Why does he look so sour?
Well, also, the way that he was ragging on me, he thinks that I'm gay because I don't have children, which I thought was odd.
Drew does not have children either.
He makes that connection.
That's a lot of gay people have kids now too. So
That's what I said. I go, gay guys do have children. You know that, right? Weird.
Did he pile into Shuli much?
Oh, yeah, there was a ton of Shuli talk, yes.
And what is his gripe with Shuli other than him doing 120 episodes ragging on John?
Well, he asked me straight up. He goes, Carl, you're a fan of the Howard Stern show. I bet you can name 10 great moments that I had on the Stern show. You can't even name 3 that Shuli had. So I rattled off 3 right away. And just like, oh, okay, whatever. So that didn't work out well for him.
Oh boy!
All right, so I think that's the.
myself, but
Then he tried to rag
I think
on
that's
Bob
pretty
Levy
much the
for
end.
Driving for Uber, and Bob had a horrible car accident that left him crippled. He wasn't able to walk, and so just to make ends meet, he was driving for Uber. And Bob goes through this whole story, and John just like, "Oh, sorry to hear that." I was like, I guess that didn't work out well for you, did it, John? Trying to get over on him.
does everyone that was on that show hate each other, or were there actually pockets of people that like each other? Because it sounds like John's mad at everyone in that show, or not at Kevin.
Yeah, no, it seemed like he was cool with Kevin. But yeah, John's an angry guy. Let's be honest. Things aren't working out as well for him as they used to.
That's true.
I love that the whole time you were talking to him too, you had that picture of him behind you. Because it looked exactly like his background. Because there's like a cityscape behind the drawing, and that was the background he chose today, was to make it look like he's got some fancy apartment.
Troy Smith's
Yeah.
print.
Yeah, that was funny. He goes, Carl, I know you're a huge fan of mine. I'm like, yeah, no shit. Look right behind me. I got a portrait of you.
Yeah, that portrait is from a local guy here. He's from the Drew and Mike world.
$100 immediately. Right out the gate.
Whoa. Wow.
And we were trying to tell him, and Kevin Brennan was saying this, and I was saying this. John's got to come back to the internet. He would make so much money. He's leaving money on the table by not doing a show.
Well, except I'm not sure if he would make money or if you guys would make more money. Why would
Well,
people?
we'd all make some money. Let's be honest.
I don't think he'd make much money. I can't imagine. No, because
And this is where Drew doesn't understand like a super chat economy, because they were a radio show and then they have a very successful audio podcast. They just started doing YouTube and they don't put full shows on YouTube. Drew doesn't really like being on camera, so they have no idea about the super chat economy. You know, and Carl tries to explain it to him that, like, look, if you're not making any money and you just go online and let people talk shit to you for $5 and $10 a fucking crack, you can actually you can make some money. Drew doesn't really understand that point too well. It's kind of cool.
you guys break his show down to its worst parts and the funniest parts, and then you play him. Why would I watch his whole show? I can't do that.
Well, imagine if you could go on his show live and for $5 or $10 rip him out and say something that's going to piss him off. Like, that's fun. People are going to do that.
I think to some degree, but I don't know. I'm not sure there's really a big future in John, but it's gone this long.
I can't believe this. There's a Stuttering John economy that only
There is.
Loses.
that'll be his legacy.
It really is.
Oh, and so guys, right just now I go, all right, I got to go do the Drew and Mike show. I'm gonna bail. But it was great to talk to you, John. And he goes, yeah, run away scared. I go, John, come on my show anytime, buddy. There's an open invitation. I'll do this anytime with you. What are you talking about? We were just talking for an hour and 45 minutes straight. And he's like, oh, you're running away scared.
I win. You left first.
Last of a man standing.
Well, you sent me the Roseanne Barr.
All right, so now they get into Roseanne Barr, which is there's some very funny coverage of that. Roseanne Barr's podcast is fucking crazy. So if you want to check that out, let's see. There we go. If you want to check that out, go ahead and do it. But I thought that was funny. Now, I did also I had some audio pulled up and now it's gone because they discussed John the next day and we're ragging on him again. It was very good. But I've lost it all now because John and Boomer Bob worked tirelessly last night to sabotage this show. I thought both those guys were my friends, kind of, but they really fucked me. Oh, my God, those guys. All right, so, all right, let's talk about Steel Toe. Steel Toe. All right. They had a horrible week last week, right? He's saying silent soft again. John, fuck you. I don't know if you can hear me or not. So, all right. So Steel Toe. Everyone had fun with the domestic dispute or dust up between Aaron and April, and we all made lots of hay. It was a fun week 2 weeks ago. And then, like I said, the whole week kind of got screwed up by Stuttering John. And there was another John that was inserting his way into the conversation. And I think he's in the chat here today. So, hi, Jamingo. But, so Steel Toe, I don't know what Steel Toe got canceled for. I don't know what the offensive thing was. But they had to go back to Rumble. Again, this is like the second time. Now, they went to Rumble before, and he was telling us, well, they joined Rumble, and he was telling us that, oh yeah, we get like 6,000 views over there. It's fucking great. It's cool. And everyone's like, no, that's not right, dude. Rumble numbers are wrong. Rumble numbers don't make sense. And he was adamant, but he came back to YouTube and kind of left Rumble alone. And now he got kicked off for whatever reason. I'm not sure what it was. But so he's back on Rumble, and he's singing the praises of Rumble again. I watched the show where him and April were talking about, they had a meeting with Shiraz or whoever is at the owner of Rumble or who runs Rumble. I just thought that was weird, as like, you know, if I want a YouTube channel, I don't have to talk to Mr. YouTuber. I just fucking put up a channel. You know, what did they have to discuss with this guy? What, you know? I mean, if you got a big platform, a video platform, and then you're individually talking with the creators from each channel, what the fuck's going on there? It makes no fucking sense. So that was weird. So I wanna play from what Aaron said maybe a week ago, while he was still on YouTube.
Why is there no Rumble stream? Because nobody fucking watched.
All right, let me share it. John, thank you for all this, you asshole. You sabotaged me, cocksucker. God damn it. That fucking guy. Win by -1. No, actually, everyone, I was on John's show Thursday night talking about all this shit. It was very fun. We had a great time. I hope people listening enjoyed it. But John did fuck me on this. He's been trying to get me for a while.
Rumble stream? Because nobody fucking watches on Rumble. I go to the Rumble chat. I had Rumble over here, and I would have the YouTube chat and the Rumble chat next to each other. I go, let's go to the Rumble chat. Nothing. Nobody. Not a goddamn thing. Okay, now I'm actually, this is the point in this character where I'm leaning into it and actually having fun. Now I like this. You turned 10K into a meme, says Alrighty. Oh, for sure. Oh my God, it is over. The cut of the jib says Shuli wants you on the Shuli network. Then I'm fucked. It truly is over if I'm going to be on the Shuli network. I might as well just pack it in. At any rate.
Can I use your invitation then? Like, I'm greedy, so I need work.
Go ahead. Take it. Well, at any rate, the Rumble thing. This is fun. Rumble, nobody was fucking watching. It would say 200. I have a feeling that Rumble's multiplier might be like 4 times. They might be using a 4 times multiplier, because there's no way that Rumble thing was any more than 50 people. I mean, it would be at 200 and nobody. Like, if we had, like, on a members only show is like our lowest show, and that'll have 200 some people, and that chat is moving really, really quickly. And Rumble, it said 200 and there was nobody. So I just make everybody listen on YouTube, pump that number up as high as I can, and go with that. Rumble, no offense, Rumble fucking sucks.
All right, there you go. There's Aaron's take on Rumble, and now he is having meetings with Mr. Rumble about doing Friday exclusives or whatever. And he's once again telling us what a great platform it is. Patrick from Nobody Like Onions pointed out the other day that Aaron posted a preview or whatever, like upcoming video on Rumble, like all of us do. And Melton went and checked it. And the show already had 100 views like 12 hours before it went live. It's amazing. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't trust the Rumble numbers. And John and I were talking about that same show, and I looked at it one time and it already had like 4,700 views. And then 20 minutes later, I looked at it and it had 5,700 views. So I'm not sure about Rumble numbers. I think we all know they're kind of gassed. They're not real. Aaron is in a back and forth relationship with YouTube and Rumble. I don't know why he got kicked off. If someone could tell me, that would be interesting. I'm not sure what he say this time. He'll probably blame it on Fauci. He doesn't like that guy. Let's see, what time is it here? All right, 9:40. Oh, there was one more John in the news this week. John Jamingo. He is in the chat now. He says, I'm looking at the chat and he says, Rumble is better for content creators like Steel Toe. So are there content creators that are unlike Steel Toe that it's not as good for, or it's just for content creators like Steel Toe? Let's see this one, John. Look at that. All right. Let me see. I'm trying to find my Jamingo stuff because I had some Jamingo stuff. I didn't necessarily plan on going on it, but let's see. No, I don't have any Jamingo stuff. I guess I'll just go over it because John is here and he's been trying very hard to upset me. John Jamingo is my arch nemesis. The only difference is he hates me. I don't really hate him. I mean, I hate Gino more than I hate John Jamingo, for sure. I understand why John was mad at me back in the day, and I apologized to him and tried to rectify the situation, but he never felt like that was enough. It's very funny that he's on Boomer Bunker with my buddy Bob, and he's on Rubberneckers with another buddy of mine, Jody. And he's always mad all the time about everything, and he's a Steel Toe simp. So I hadn't talked to John in a long time, and then I guess he caught wind of my involvement, or I guess involvement with Steel Toe, and then he all of a sudden starts coming at me again, talking shit or whatever. And we had some fun on the Thursday show at John's. We watched Rubberneckers. I think a lot of people had fun with that. And now Rubberneckers has reached out to John because they want him on their show. This will be interesting if we can get the two New Jersey Johns together to talk shit about soft. Right? Why did Bex on Black Egg Picker or a Black Egg Picker? Not nice, Bex. Your universal wrench is in jeopardy. I was considering giving you one, but look at you. You're a fucking tyrant. Not nice. All right. My shit was all thrown off whack today. I appreciate, we'll go for a few more minutes. I appreciate everyone going in. I do blame this on, no, I don't blame it on John, but I want everyone to know John, Boomer, Bob, and I checked all this shit out last night. It should have worked perfectly, but it didn't. So I can feel some of John's pain because it seemed like when I was on his show, he had issues every week and then just blamed them on me. You know, it was very weird, but I'm just busting your balls, John. John, if you want to come on for a minute and give your thoughts on Jamingo, I'll send you a link. You don't have to. You're probably very busy. I'm sending you one anyway, and then you can just not use it if you don't want to. Oh, no. What else happened? No, I mean, the whole week was Stuttering John, and no one can cover it. There's too many people way more intimately involved in the situation than I am, or not even that, just like sniped the chat thing and then went live And Bill Loney went live. Shuley went live. I mean, there was like 5 live shows on Thursday night after that shit. It was fucking weird, dude. Bill Loney, the man, had a good show. He had some good guests on there. That was nice. I'm all frazzled. If I was John, I would have just shut it down. All right, let me see what else I got here. I had a whole bunch of shit, but John fucked me. I thought this OBS would run smooth, and it did not. You guys are, what's something about hating open radio and watching soft. All right, John said, let me clear my schedule. What else didn't I cover? We got Steel Toe, we got Rumble. Oh, there's an update on Mumbles. So I reached out to Mumbles, and he was very upset. He said, I go, hey, Mumbles, I'd like to talk to you. And he goes, my name is Jings. If you ever want to talk to me, you'll only use that name. So I was like, okay, my bad, man. Mumbles was just kind of a joke because we couldn't understand you. And I talked to him for a minute, but someone told me that he was on somebody's show last night talking very poorly about me. So I'll go check it out today. But I thought I was building a relationship with Mumbles, and it doesn't seem to be the case. I was going to watch the Hipstar show last night, too, just to check it out. And John convinced me it's not worth watching, which he's probably right. I wanted to see what the guy was doing, but yeah, we were, well, John was helping sabotage my show. That's why he didn't want to watch Hipstar. He's like, I got to make sure your audio doesn't work right, man. We don't have time for Hipstar. What the fuck? Anyway, I'm going to call it quits here because I'm pretty upset about this. I know how John feels. OJ and Bedabbler are coming on soon. I hope you guys enjoy them. I know I will be watching. I'm going to work much harder to get this all prepared for next week because it did not go how I planned. So thanks for tuning in. I'm disappointed, so I'm sure you guys are too. I will talk to you next Saturday or perhaps before then, but people are saying stay live. Soft, you can do it. Okay, Soft. Okay, Soft fans, I'm bored with this loser. It's always someone else's fault. That's Jamingo. Jamingo, I know, dude. That's exactly how you felt during the great donut, fat rant, that it was everyone else's fault but yours. So I understand, buddy. Win by 2. I sent you the link on Twitter. You should have it. Click right in. I'm not sending John Jamingo a link. Did you hear what he said on the other night on Boomer Bunker? I'm the one guy that will never be on that show. Never. Ian Hawks here. Hi, Ian. Cross talking to WATP Kevin. LL's here. John Jamingo's here. He's the most important one. Should I send Jamingo? I don't even know how to send Jamingo a link. Even if he came on, it would take more than 10 minutes before Bedabbler came on. But for people that want to know the backstory, you can look at some of my old live videos, and there's tons of videos with Dave and Boomer Bob and John Jamingo and me, where we're all friends. We all get along well. The one common denominator is John is always mad at someone. Someone's always done John wrong. That's the common denominator with every Jamingo issue. Every problem he has with people, it's what people have done to John. Oh, Jamingo's talking about himself in the third person. Jamingo wouldn't let you on his show. You have nothing to offer. All right, I'm out of here. I'm sorry, everyone. I will endeavor to do better next week. I'm going to call John right now and give him a fucking earful. All right, thanks everyone for showing up. And like I said, I'm a little disappointed about today. So I can imagine you guys are too, and felt like it was a waste of time. But thanks for being here, and we'll try it again next week.